And we are live streaming on YouTube. And we're going to get started here in about 1 minute. And I want to welcome everybody to today's training. I want to thank you for coming out once again to our, I guess you would call it our bi-weekly training. We train on Tuesdays and we train on Wednesdays. And it's always good to have everybody on board today. We are going to be talking a little bit about sales today. And the second half of the training, I want to talk to you about something very special. It's called the consistency chain. Some of you may know it as the Seinfeld strategy. I had the an opportunity to be invited to listen to George Campbell the other night, to an exclusive group of people. A friend of mine invited me to that. And he talked about the consistency strategy. And as I say, some of you may know the consistency chain. Some of you may know it as the Seinfeld strategy. And we're going to talk about that the second half of training. And it's going to be extremely important because we're all here to do one thing, right? We're all here to build a business and we're all here to make things happen. And sometimes we let life get in the way. And we're going to show you a very simple strategy that Jerry Seinfeld used to help him become the greatest comedian in the world. Not only the greatest, but the highest paid comedian. And so we're going to talk about it at the end, but we're going to get right into training. Hello, welcome everybody that's just checking in. It is an absolute pleasure to have you today on this Thursday morning here, Thursday afternoon, other places, Thursday earlier morning in some places. But welcome to our weekly training session. We're going to get right into, we're going to talk about the market and where you need to be selling and what you need to be selling. And unfortunately, last week, I forgot to hit the record button. I did hit it this morning, and I was telling Judy when she checked in, if she could just remind me of that. I normally have someone that helps me, and they always remind me, Carrie, make sure you hit record. And I forgot to do that last week. Sometimes I get so excited about training that I forget things. But so it is recording, and the trainings will be recorded each week, and they will be put in the BeaconPro 360 YouTube channel, and they'll also be put in the support system in the back. So you'll be able to share that. But the best way and easiest way to share the trainings every week will be to send them a link, okay, for the trainings that's in the BP 360 area. So let's talk about this for a moment. Who is your market? And this was asked last week, and we kind of briefly went over it. And I want to delve into it just a little bit. If you walk down the street and you pass by a business, that is your market. If they have a storefront, that is your market. If you walk by a sales rep for another company or a sales rep for your company, just like you need a beacon in your pocket and you need your mobile business card. You need your virtual business app. Everybody needs this technology. It doesn't matter who they are, what their story is. This is a flower company right here. Looks like there's a boutique next door to it. I've done everything from boutiques to flower shops to oil changing places. You name it, I've done it, all the way up to real estate. And speaking of real estate, I've got a couple of very exciting announcements at the end of training. So please do not go anywhere. I'm so excited. My palms are itching. And we are going to go deep into everything on that next week. But I want to announce it to you, tell you what's coming and everything that's being put together. But your market is each and every person that's out there that owns a business or has anything to do with business, that needs to share their information, who needs to rapidly disseminate their information to as many people as possible. With Beacon technology, they have the opportunity to do that simply, and I call it a billboard in your pocket, simply by putting a billboard in your pocket that transmits that data, that sends them to somewhere, okay, for them to get the information that they need. A business, if I was going to come to this business right here, and you can see they've got a nice overhang right here. One of the places I would place a beacon is right here. Let me pull up my annotate. I'm going to try to, if I can. Can you see this right here? Can you see the little red dot right there? The first thing I would do is I would make sure that I had a beacon right up here in this corner that's transmitting to everybody that's walking by, or anybody, especially if this is on a street corner. If there's someone down here that's at a red light and they're checking their notifications on their phone, I would want to make sure that this is being transmitted out. And of course, I would also definitely put one inside. This looks like a small place. Some of these buildings are maybe 150 feet wide by about 250 foot deep. So an E2 beacon is absolutely the perfect tool for them to put one right here and put one inside the store, directing traffic to certain products. What I want to teach you next week as we get into our new products is how to go into a store and you correct the distance of the beacon, maybe down to 15 feet, and you literally start driving people around the stores. And that increases what? It increases your sales in beacons, which increases your income, which also increases your recurring monthly income because you're charging a monthly fee for that. So who is your market? Absolutely everybody. There is nobody out there that's not your market, from business people to business owners to mom and pop stores to the flea people down at the flea market. Anybody that's trying to sell something needs a beacon, and they need the mobile card to go with it. Beacons can be placed absolutely anywhere. Beacons can be picked up on tablets. Beacons can be picked up on phones, and they transmit the data that is pertinent to the specific place that they're at. Or maybe, think about this for a moment. Maybe this store, this looks like a museum of some type, an art museum or something. And this man is walking around, and this beacon is sending out a signal on this specific piece of artwork. And this happens to be on a bench in front of the store. So maybe you go set up with the city and you put a small beacon on each one of these benches, and it transmits data. You can see that this has a beacon on the bus that's transmitting the transit data right here. And of course, this information right here is being transmitted, looks like from somewhere back in here. But everybody's picking up this data, and this data is extremely important. Why? Because it is the data that business wants to send out to customers to help increase their footfall. What a great opportunity you have if you've got a beacon on a bus that is showing these people that transit line, okay, that transit information. And not only is it showing them the transit information, it's showing them the next stops. And all they have to do is pick up the notification. The beacon will send that information to their phone, and they can see everything that's going on right on the bus. There is no limit to where you can place a beacon. There is no limit to what a beacon can do for a business. There is no limit what a beacon can do for anyone, really. It's very, 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 very powerful data. Who sees the beacon's transmission? The most confusion with beacons is this, because it's been put out over and over and over, and it's not the full truth, if you will. Beacons were designed for the Android device. Eddystone was created for the Android device. Google said, okay, every Android has what? Every Android has Google on it. Okay, when you get it, it's already got Nearby on it. So when you buy an Android phone, all the data is hard baked into that phone for a beacon to work. So it was created for the Android device. One of these days, iPhone will come on board. All right, they're going to either bake it into Safari or something. Android also just came out with a program called Close By. So it mimics Nearby, but it's Android's version of Nearby, and it's called Close By. And the great thing about our beacons is they are programmed to work with the Android Close By system. So as Close By starts to develop and it starts to grow, your beacons are already way ahead of the game because it's able to transmit to people who have Close By turned on. Now, what a lot of people get confused with is, well, what do they have to do to enable it? When you receive a phone, when you purchase a phone, for example, just like this S9 that I got, it comes with close by enabled. It comes with nearby enabled. It comes with Bluetooth turned on. What happens is a lot of people like to mess with technology. Okay. I take mine out of the box and I don't mess with it because I don't know how to fix it if I mess something up. So I leave my phone alone. So everything is always on. You are going to come up to people who say, hey, this doesn't work on my phone. There's a couple of things you need to check on the Android device to make sure. Number one is Bluetooth turned on. Number two is nearby turned on. If Bluetooth isn't turned on and nearby is off, they're not going to receive the data. I don't care how many times it transmits, it's not going to happen. So you have to have Bluetooth enabled and you have to have nearby enabled. So where does this work? All Android devices with Bluetooth and nearby enabled. And that can also be tablets. I have an Android tablet sitting on my desk that I test with all the time. It's Bluetooth enabled. It's nearby enabled. And when I turn on a beacon, it picks it up. And so it works with all Android devices with Bluetooth and nearby enabled. So people are going to say, hey, Judy Crago, let me ask you a question. Why doesn't it pick up on iPhones? Well, Carrie, it can pick up on iPhones if you download the physical web app. iPhone is not nearby compatible. It is Bluetooth compatible. So if someone downloads the physical web app, they are able to pick up the beacon transmissions. That's the only way they're able to pick up the beacon transmissions. And you can also add those notifications right to your notification screen. How does a beacon work? It transmits data to Bluetooth nearby enabled device, allowing the user to receive a message through an unobtrusive notification. That's really all you need to say. You don't need to get into any super high-tech data. Well, the packet transmits this many packets at this much, at these microseconds, and it's going to be sent out 250 times a second, and the Bluetooth is going to transmit it, via the beacon, and it's going to be received via the Bluetooth on the phone. I mean, you're just going to confuse the entire issue. This is all you need to know. How does a beacon work? It transmits data to Bluetooth nearby enabled device, allowing the user to receive a message through an unobtrusive notification. Judy Crago, I did this just for you, girl. So that's what you need to say. That's exactly how you need to say it. Go ahead. Just ask the question. I see somebody putting their hand up. You're welcome. And keep it simple. As I've said many times, I'm a very simple person. Keep it simple. You can remember this. It doesn't, you don't have to study for 2 or 3 days. Simply stand in front of a mirror and say, hey, it transmits data to Bluetooth nearby enabled devices, allowing the user to receive a message through an unobtrusive notification. Then the next question is going to be this. What's an unobtrusive notification? That's a notification that does not send out a notification sound, but what it does is it shows up as nearby on the phone. Well, how will they see that? How many times do you check your notifications a day? A lot. Well, when you see that little nearby symbol right there, that tells you that you've got a nearby notification from the beacons. And people do open those. A lot of people say, well, I don't know if anybody uses that or not. Trust me. I've got hundreds and hundreds of beacons on the streets, and people do click that. Let me give you an example. I shipped out some beacons that were in a mail truck, okay, sent out USPS, and the beacons were enabled because I wanted to see if people actually saw them while they were being shipped. And guess what? Notifications were being seen even while they were being shipped via mail. Now, it wasn't millions of notifications. Obviously, it was at the post office, but 4 or 5 people at the post office saw it. And while it was in transit, 2 or 3 people saw it. And each beacon picked up about 10 to 15 people that actually saw the notifications. That was just simply in transit. Okay. And they didn't have anything on them. I should have put my advertisement on them. I think I'll do that next time, right? How does a beacon work? The notification can be linked to a URL that creates a clickable notification that can be open to share more information about whatever that business wants to say. It could be a special ad. It could be a special information about some type of event that's coming up. Whatever they want it to transmit, you can transmit. If you want the bus line to transmit its schedule, all you have to do is take that bus line's link, put it in the beacon, transmit it out, and people sitting on that bus can click on the link and it tells them what the transit schedule is. You can put it in the art museum, and you can put a beacon at every single piece of artwork, and that's transmitting a short burst of signals in a short radius, and it tells them exactly what that piece of artwork is. There is so many applications for this, and as we continue to go through training, I think this is our third or fourth training now, I'm going to open your minds, and I want to open your vision so that you say, wow, I know people that are doing that right now. I know somebody that I can go talk to about this right now. I know somebody that can use 50 of these beacons today, because it's all about the sales and building your base and going out and finding others who want to be a part of exactly what you're a part of. And as we all know, especially in affiliate marketing, we build a network of people that are out selling products too. And we're also making what? That monthly residual income off of that. I truly believe that if a person will go out and they will be consistent, and we're going to talk about the consistency chain, and they're consistent, they can literally make thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a month worth of residual income. But that all depends on you, right? It all depends on if you get out and work and go out and do the things that you're supposed to do. People are not going to buy beacons with you sitting on your butt at the house. It's just not going to happen. Let's talk about the keychain beacon again. And I want to put this in here because I did not hit record last week. So I want to talk about the devices real quick. The C6, which is the keychain beacon, and you can see the keychain up here. Let me turn this little thing back on right here. The keychain beacon, you can see the little strap right here and the little keychain dongle right here. That's exactly, if you have not seen one yet, that's exactly what it looks like. It goes around the neck. This can be placed around the neck. I have several of these. I have taken this off, and I take the little keychain dongle off, and I just throw them in my pocket. And I have one for each pocket, and I keep one in my car. And they're great to use. They're very inexpensive. It's low energy 4.0 technology. It's a wearable tag that is widely used for trade shows, conferences, events, and so on. So this is a great take it with you beacon. Okay, put it in your pocket and go. Take this right here, and this is your billboard. You are transmitting your information from your pocket everywhere you go. And I get asked this question, well, Kerry, who's going to see that? You know, who's going to see? Anybody that you're around. If you're going out to eat, you need to have a beacon in your pocket. You need to be transmitting your virtual business app, the virtual business app that you received when you signed up, which is already attached to your NFC card. When you order your starter pack, we are going to attach your business card, okay, your virtual business app to this keychain beacon, okay, and to the E2 beacon. That information is going to be placed on there because you want to transmit your data. You want to market yourself. It's kind of hard to go out somewhere and say, yeah, this is exactly how this works. Well, let me see yours. I don't really have one yet. You know, you want to be able to go out and show and share exactly what you are doing. The max on this is 80 meters. 80 meters is about, 240 feet. There's 3.2 feet to a meter, so roughly 240 feet. Ultra low power consumption. This has a very small battery in it. And it's very low powered consumption. The battery is a CR2032. Had a guy call me yesterday. He said, hey, I just want you to know, I just found these batteries at Ace Hardware. Okay, Ace Hardware. And Ace Hardwares are pretty much everywhere. 9 for $1.75, the CR2032s. So go ahead and pick you up some. This battery is going to last about 9 months with normal usage. If you crank the power out there where it's maxed out at 80 meters, it may only last about 6 months or so. But at 9 batteries for $1.75, you can't go wrong. You know, take this beacon every single place you go. That's exactly what you need to do. The Max Beacon E2 is very popular, very modern iBeacon with ARM core chipset, NRF 51822, and leverage BLE 4.0 technology. There's only one thing you need to know out of this, and this is called the E2 beacon. That's all you need to know. You know, it's widely used in commercial advertising and indoor location-based service. It is waterproof. It is dust-proof. And I have not made the video yet of me dropping it off of a ladder from about 10 feet, but I will do that because I want to see, they do say it is shatterproof, and we're going to see if it falls apart. And if it doesn't fall apart, then we'll make the video. If it does fall apart, I won't talk about it no more. But this is a great commercial beacon that every single business you talk to needs to have this beacon in their store. Crank it out there about 150 meters, about 450 feet to 500 feet or so, and let it blast out across the street. I would put this in the front of the store and also allow it to transmit their business card, their virtual business card, okay, every time somebody walks in the door. And you're picking up people on the street. It's very, very powerful. My office is metal. It's got a metal roof on it. It's wrapped with OSB board that's got the metal wrap, that's got the foil wrapping on it. I walked out this morning. I set this beacon on my desk inside my office in the front room. I closed the door and I walked down the street. I got about 500 feet and it was still transmitting, and it was very strong. And so I walked back to the house because I wanted to see if it was going to transmit through these metal walls. And absolutely it did. It's a very powerful beacon. It's got 4 AA batteries in it. The battery life is 10 years. Okay. And the batteries are replaceable. You just simply take the bottom off of it, unscrew the screws. Now, let me tell you, everybody needs to go get them a number 0. Okay. A number 0 screwdriver. A little precision screwdriver, number 0. That screwdriver is what fits the screws in the bottom of your beacons. Sure. Just remember, a meter is 3. But yeah, we can put that out. Operation temperature, minus 30 to 70 degrees Celsius. IP67 waterproof, can be used indoor and outdoor. That is very important to know. These beacons are very powerful. Businesses that want to place these on billboards outside, they can place this billboard outside and transmit right down to the street. Remember, these beacons transmit in a radius, okay, a complete radius, a 360 degree radius. Now, if you're on a street and there's a bunch of buildings blocking it, you're probably not going to get over 3 or 4 blocks, all right, because it's going to stop. It's going to stop the signal. It's kind of like a radio. I want you to think about this for a moment. You're driving down the road and all of a sudden the signal starts getting weak, okay? Your radio signal starts getting weak and you have to change the channel. Beacons technology is the same way. It's just simply sending out a small burst of energy, a radio signal, okay, that's being picked up by the phones or the devices, the Android devices, okay? Any questions on the beacons at all? Any questions on the beacons at all? 80 meters, 240 feet on the beacon tag, 1,000 feet on the E2. Let's talk about the virtual business app. And this is your virtual business app. And if you do not have a beacon in your pocket walking around with your virtual business app, shame on you. You need to have that beacon in your pocket everywhere you go. And I'm talking about the keychain beacon. The E2 beacon is a little bit larger, so it's kind of hard to carry in your pocket. But that E2 beacon is small and needs to be in everybody's pocket that's on this call. Okay, every single person that's on this call. Your virtual business app is created when you sign up. It looks exactly like this. You have your click to call, click to text. All they have to do is click on that text button and send you a text message. Click to email, Facebook share, and share the virtual business app through your messaging system on your phone. This allows you to send out your card, which easily disseminates all your data to that person, and they're able to click on that link, on that notification, and they're able to immediately get a hold of you if they want to know more information about your business. Now, let me also tell you, it's going to be coming by tomorrow. We're going to be adding right here another button where they can click into your BeaconPro 360 site. Okay, that will have your URL link attached to it. So all they'll have to do is click on that, and if they're ready to sign up, let's say that I knew you would do that, Judy Crago. Let's say that you're talking to someone in California and you're in Florida, where I wished I was right now, Fort Walton Beach to be exact, and you're in Florida and you say, hey, I'm going to send over my card to you. Just click on the link that's on there. It's going to take you right to my site. You don't have to give them anything else. Just click on Share Virtual Business App, put in their phone number. It's going to send it to them and you're done. You'll have a link right here that says, hey, click here to learn more. And when they click on that link, it's going to take them to your BP360 site. This custom card right here, this is the card that you will be sharing and selling with your clients, okay, the business owners out there. As you can see, these are customized. We're going to need a little bit more data when we contact you, when you sell these. We're going to be developing a form that you will fill out so that information will be sent directly to us. So we're going to make it a little more automated. But you'll be collecting their logos and you'll be collecting their data, and we're going to build them a custom app for their business. You can see this is a real place, Cakes and Ribbons. This is out in Phoenix, Arizona. I built this about a month ago, something like that. But it was developed with your customers in mind. It's customized. It's branded to their business. We understand the importance of lead acquisition and the ability for their clients to contact them immediately. The most important thing we can do in this fast-paced market that we're in is disseminate our information as fast as we can so we can reach out to our potential customers and bring that footfall into our business. The Custom Mobi app does just that. It's extremely powerful. I've sold over 8,000 custom mobile apps since 2012. Very powerful marketing features coupled with our clients' ability to share not only socially, but virally via SMS. It can explode your business, bringing you in new customers every single day. This is a very powerful tool coupled with the Beacon technology. They can not only be transmitting this card, okay? What is SMS? SMS is texting. When you sign up, let's say you go to a restaurant, you sign up for their specials, they can send their specials to you. SMS here is through the Share Web app. You're able to share this through the phone's messaging system to anyone out there in the public. Not only your virtual business app, but your clients can also share their app right here. Okay. Any other questions about that? Every custom app comes with the Share Web app feature, which is the SMS, which is the mobile management system for your texting program. Now, I'm going to do something a little different today. I want to help you. There's one thing I love doing is helping people. Okay. And then do not let me forget, at the end of this training, I'm going to share something very, very, very powerful with you. I had the opportunity to be on a call with George Campbell. Okay. It was a live video call. He is a speaker, a nationally known speaker. And I had never heard of the consistency chain. It's also been called the Seinfeld method. And it was created by Jerry Seinfeld, who is an amazing comedian. And when I saw this, I've had the opportunity to present this 4 times in the last 2 days. And every time I do, it just excites me that much more because I am who this training is talking about. And I would be willing to bet that the majority of you are 80%ers in one or more things than you do. And I'm not just talking about business. I'm talking about life. And the more consistent we get in everything we do, the better off we're going to be. And the more things we're going to get accomplished to help us achieve the goals that we have placed in front of us to get in the direction that we need to go to make that happen. So let's just go through here. It's very short. It's not very long. Pareto's principle, 80% of all output comes from 20% of all input. If any of you have ever been in management, if any of you have ever been in sales management, you know this to be true. 20% of the people always do 80% of the work. 80% of the people always do 20% of the work. What does that mean for your company or organization? That you've got a bunch of 80%ers that are doing 20% and a few 20%ers that are doing just about everything. You know, your productivity will come from 20% of the people. That's just the way it works. So what is the difference between the high achieving 20% and the other 80%? It's not talent. I have talked to people that are on this call right now. You're extremely talented. And most of you are extremely intelligent, with the exception of me. My intelligence level is not quite up to par with most of the people that I speak with. Education. It's not education. If it was education, I would not own 3 very successful companies. Okay. Experience. It's not experience. It's not seniority. I don't care how long you've been at a place or doing something. Just because you got seniority doesn't really mean that you're going to be a 20%er. And it's not even ambition. You know, we're all ambitious. And I'm going to tell you how I know each one of you on this call are ambitious, because you're here. You would not have taken time out of your day at 11:30 to come to this training call. What is it? The 20% do, what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, and it needs to be done consistently. Consistently, every single day, you have to set a direction to go and do it every single day. Don't allow things to get in your way. Do not allow negativity to get in your way. Do not allow negative people to get in your way. You just start doing it consistently every single day. Companies and organizations don't have a productivity problem. They have a consistency problem. Most of the people are not consistent in doing what they're supposed to do every day, especially in sales. This is what happens in sales. We sit at the house and we sit there all day trying to reinvent the wheel. And while we're trying to reinvent the wheel, the 20%ers are out there getting all your business, because you're sitting there trying to figure out how to get up and open the car door and get out there and make it happen. And if you're not out there making it happen, and you do not do that consistently every day, what's going to happen? Your sales are going to suffer. Now, if you're an independent sales consultant, okay, if you're an independent affiliate and your livelihood depends on you getting out and doing that, you cannot sit there every day and try to reinvent the wheel. You simply need to go out and show and tell and show and sell your product that you have, which happens to be beacons and virtual business cards and NFC cards. And people are not going to know about that unless you show and share that information. How is the consistency chain different from the programs you've done in the past? Simply this: the program is for everyone. You know, sometimes and I've spent thousands of dollars going to conferences and sat there and thought, man, this really wasn't for me. You know, this was for the 20%er, because they're talking way over my head. This is designed to be accessible, relatable, and most impactful for the 80%ers. But what about the 20% people? What about you on here that are consistent? This will be like steroids for your overachievers, and the 20%er leaders will get an insight into the 80% mindset and a blueprint on how to help them become more consistent. Find a menu of segments that explain why this is going to work when nothing else never has. I was stationed in San Diego when I was in the Navy. I went to Navy boot camp there, and I went to several schools down there, and I used to go over to Coronado Island. Navy SEALs, how we can persist when every part of us wants to quit. I used to watch those guys, and I used to think, how in the world do they do what they do? They're staked out in that surf that you see right here. Okay, they're out here staked in this surf with the waves hitting them in the face, and they can't hardly breathe. And you know that they want to give up. Every part of them wants to give up, but they don't, because they're consistent in their mindset to make it through SEAL training. Now, does everybody make it? No. I can promise you, all these guys that are crawling in the mud right there, some of them rang the bell. Inertia. Why momentum is superior to motivation. We can all get up every morning and listen to Zig Ziglar, or Brian Tracy, or somebody that really motivates us to do the things that we do. We can all do that. But unless we put something in motion, okay, unless we start momentum, unless we create an action, okay, which gives us a reaction, you can be motivated all you want. I know people who are motivated beyond belief that are still sitting on the couch right now, and they're going to call me sometime today and say, Kerry, I didn't make any sales today. What happened? And I'm going to ask them, well, let me ask you a question. Was there any momentum? Did you get off the couch? Did you walk out the door? Did you talk to a client? Did you make something happen today to create a sale? Well, no, but I'm going to do that tomorrow. You can motivate people all day long, but until they have momentum, until they create that action that gives them the reaction that they're looking for, it doesn't do you on good. You have to have momentum to make things happen. How we can integrate our thoughts with our vision. You have to have a vision. How many of you want to make extra money? How many of you want to make $100,000 a year? You know, $100,000 a year is only $8,333 a month. And when you start breaking down between what you make selling the products and the commission structure that you're currently a part of, $8,333 a month is very close within your reach. You know, you have to have a vision. You have to look out. You have to see it, you know, and you have to believe it. If you believe it, I promise you, you will see it. Why a direction is better than a goal. We all have goals. I've got goals written on my wall right here. And as I achieve those goals, I check them off. But some of those goals have been up there for a long time and I never check them off. You know why? Because I never created a direction to obtain what I wanted to do. I've been driving down the road, knowing exactly where I was going, and wound up missing my exit and realized I was 10 miles up the road before I realized I was at. Why? Because I was not focused on the direction that I needed to go. My brain was totally somewhere else. I was totally out there somewhere, and my brain was not focused on the direction. I had a goal of getting home, but because I didn't stay on the path, because I was not on the direction I needed to be, get to where I needed to go, I became lost. Why it's okay to be skeptical. You know what? I can promise you there are people that are going to watch this video. There are people that are sitting on this training right now and say, you know what, Carrie, I've heard all this before and it just doesn't work. You know why it doesn't work? Because you don't believe it. You're skeptical a little bit. But I can promise you, if you try this method, I truly believe that it will change everything you do about what you do. Why it's important to protect your environment. I've talked about this for years. I've probably talked about this to 10, 20, 30,000 people. If you want to be successful in life, you have to get rid of negativity. I'll throw a shout out real quick. Judy Lamont is probably the most positive, happy, motivating force that I speak to every day. I want her in my life. I want to hear her voice in my life. The negative people in my life, I still love them, care about them, hug them and kiss them. But I don't want them a part of my daily routine because I don't want that negativity to bring me down. I don't want somebody saying, Carrie, what do you do that for? You know, you're working way too hard. You know, why do you work so hard? And they're just negative nannies, you know. Everything about them, what they say and what they do is like, get away from me, please. You know, get that out of your life. Today, you need to start this. If you have negative people that are driving you away from your direction and taking you away from your goals and your dreams, do not allow them to stamp that out. Clean it today. And I can promise you, you will wake up every day so much more positive about everything that happens. And it will change your life for absolutely ever. Let's dive deeper into this next one here. The marshmallow test. This is so cool because this was so me. And when I heard him talking about this on the call the other night, and he didn't have the slides, he was just going through and talking. It was about an hour and a half. I'm not going to take an hour and a half. But how we are going to make instant gratification serve us. How many of you remember when the microwaves came out and everybody ran to get a microwave? I call our society the microwave society because we want it done right now. And I remember when my mom got our first microwave, and it was huge. It was bigger than my desk. And only thing we ever cooked in it was baked potatoes. And I loved baked potatoes. And, you know, it usually takes an hour to an hour and a half to cook a baked potato in a stove. Well, when the microwaves came out, you could have a baked potato in 8 minutes. Well, as the microwave started catching on, we became just like that microwave. We want it right now. I've got to have it right now. And this was so funny when I saw this because I love roasted marshmallows. In the late 60s, a researcher conducted what became known as the marshmallow test. He gave 5-year-olds an option: eat a marshmallow now or wait a few minutes and get another marshmallow. 20% displayed delayed gratification and got the second marshmallow. I will promise you, without question, I was the 5-year-old that would have reached across that table and ate that marshmallow right then, because I absolutely love marshmallows. 80% cave to instant gratification. They are the microwave world. They're the ones that want it right now and ate the marshmallow. Tested 12 years later, the 20% delayed gratification kids had higher SAT scores. Tested at midlife, the 20% kids scored higher in educational attainment, professional progress, relationship satisfaction, and physical health. And in 2011, a brain scan looked at 2 areas of the brain and accurately predicted whether the subject did or did not eat the marshmallow 40 years before. How many of you here would have ate that first marshmallow? How many of you here want it right now? You know, when we go out to make that sale today, when you get off this call, you're going to say, I got to get out. Carrie said, get off my butt and let's go out here and make some sales. So you're going to jump off your butt and you're going to go out and make some sales. You're going to get in the car and you're going to make it happen. My youngest son used to say, you know what a salesman's greatest problem is, Dad? I said, what's that, son? He said, opening the car door. And he is so right. It is so hard to open that car door. But because you want it now, go out and get it now. Don't wait. You know, if you want some instant gratification, go out and make a sale today. In other words, by age 5, we are hardwired for either delayed or instant gratification, and left unchallenged, that hardwiring greatly determines our future success unless we find an idea that levers our natural desire for instant gratification to achieve long-term goals. Consistency chain is that lever, or the Seinfeld method, if you've ever heard it called that. The $800 million idea. And I read a great article last night about Jerry Seinfeld and when he, how he came up with this. And it was just a great story. The consistency chain technique used by Jerry Seinfeld to become the highest earning comedian in the world. He focused on a direction: become a better comedian. What do you want your direction to be? And I did a show last night and I asked everybody in there. I said, listen, when you get off of this call, the first thing you need to do is go look in the mirror and say, what do I want to become better at? Do I want to become a better salesperson? Do I want to become a better person, period? Do I want to become a better writer? Do I want to become a better singer? Whatever it is, you need to figure out what you want to become a better at. He wanted to become a better comedian. So in doing so, he had to have a direction. Without a direction, you're never going to get to where you're going to go. If you do not turn on your GPS and put an endpoint in your GPS, that GPS that's in your mind that tells you, hey, I want to go here. I want to make X amount of sales a day. I want to sign up X amount of affiliates today. I want to reach out to X amount of people a day. You know, all it takes is this: doing it. And I always tell people, you know, don't do it with your mind, do it with your heart. You know, we always say, hey, think with your what? Think with your heart. And I'm telling you, when you make it your heart and take everything out of it, and you're committed to it and you're a part of it, and you allow it to share, you know, that passion with other people. People love passion. People love people that are delved in things, that are passionate about what they do. Become better at that. Become better at what you do, no matter what it is, and get a direction. He determined a 20% activity that would yield 80% results. He started writing every single day. He started doing something every single day to achieve the goal that he had set out. He set out a path. He set out a direction to get there. So he started writing every single day. And he used this simple tracking system. And one of the reasons I read about this last night, after I had the opportunity and the pleasure of seeing this and being invited to this conference, I thought, you know what? I wonder if that's really true. See, I became skeptical. I was skeptical. I was sitting here last night in my home, and I became skeptical. I said, I want to see if that's really true. I want to see if Jerry Seinfeld, this really is the Jerry Seinfeld method. And sure enough, I read a great story about a comedian who many years ago met Jerry Seinfeld in the back of a comedy club, and they asked him, he said, what's your secret? And Seinfeld laid it out for him. He said, this is exactly what I do. And he had a calendar. And he said he uses this system to get to where he goes. So go get you a calendar. And on the first day, he put an X on that day. And he wrote the next day and he put a second X. You see, he was being consistent in what he did, but he had something visual to stimulate him, to show him that, hey, you know what? I did this. So maybe your goal today is to talk to 3 people, okay, who wants to become affiliates, and you've already put the a carrot on the stick and you started telling them about it and you're ready to close the deal, okay? You need to make sure you put an X in your box today. You need to make sure if you're supposed to talk to 3 people today, that you talk to those 3 people. If that's the direction you're going to go and that's what you achieve, you need to place an X in the box. And you need to do that every single day. And if you do it every single day consistently, then this is what will happen. He didn't see 2 X's. He saw a chain. How many of you have ever been pulling a car and the chain broke? I'll never forget when I was growing up, my dad was pulling a car with his pickup truck. And we were sitting in the back of the pickup truck. And it was so dumb. I would never, I don't know why my dad had us sit in the back of the pickup truck, but we were. And the chain broke. And the chain slapped the back of the truck and the car went in the ditch. You know, the same thing happens to us in life. When the chain breaks, we go in so many different directions that we cannot pull ourselves back together. So what you have to do is make sure your chain is strong and you stay consistent every day in building your links. The third day, he focused on one simple goal, an attainable goal. Don't break the chain. Do it every single day and do it consistently. Does this work? Now, this is George Campbell speaking. Okay, this isn't me. This is a picture of George. And some of you may know him. Some of you have been in that motivation world for a while. His direction was become stronger, fitter, and healthier. And I laugh about this. And he was talking about this on the call the other night. And he laughed about it too. And he said, this is probably everybody that's I'm talking to right now. You know, I've had a gym membership for almost a year. I quit going in November, right before Thanksgiving. I haven't been back. I lost 36 pounds when I was going to the gym, and I've put back on about 25 pounds since I quit going to the gym. His 20% action was to work out every day for 45 minutes. Am I showing something? Yes. Can you see it? There, can you see that? Did I click off of it? Wow, let me see here. Can everybody see the screen? That is so disappointing. Can everybody see it says case study me? Well, let's roll on. I hope people can. Most people aren't responding. So his 20% action was to work out every day for 45 minutes. And understand this. And he says, I have never worked out consistently. There is nothing in my history to suggest I could work out consistently. I'm a total 80%er. I have a consistency issue. I would have eaten the marshmallow. And he said, as of this date, April 3rd, 2017, I have completed 191 consecutive workouts. I have blown past consistent and landed on constant. Think about that for a moment. The more consistent you are, the more constant you become. The more constant you become, the more successful you're going to be at what you're doing, no matter what that is. I'm not telling you this so that you will think I'm amazing, and this is George talking. I'm telling you this because I'm amazed. Nothing has ever helped me like the consistency chain. This works for me, an 80%er, and it can work for every member of this audience. All you have to do is be consistent. All you have to do is get out and make it happen every day. But let me recommend this. Go get you a calendar and start your chain. Put an X in the box every single day and make it happen. The only person that can do that is you. You can come to trainings twice a week, every single week for the rest of your life and be a part of this amazing group, this amazing family that has come together to help us all succeed. This family called BeaconPro 360. But you have to start the momentum. You're the one that has to make it happen. Okay. Any questions on the consistency chain at all? I'm going to come over now into the platform real quick. And I want to talk about a couple of things. Can everybody see my screen? I don't know why my screen is not projecting. Can everybody see the BeaconPro 360 site? Yes, awesome, thank you. We're getting ready to add a couple of programs that's absolutely going to blow your mind. It's going to change the game for you. A couple of things that we're going to do. One thing we're going to do is we're going to create a custom mobile real estate card. Okay. It's going to be the custom mobile app, and it's going to have their information on it. It will be a custom mobile real estate card. I have created them for realtors all over the country. They are really, really cool. We're going to be able to add a couple of extra things to them that we're going to have you get from the realtor, like their MLS link and some things like that. And we're gonna really make them really cool. The package will be started put together today. We will walk through it. I will train you on it next week. And we are also going to allow each and every person to have their own custom Beacon portal where you can go into the back end, and I'm going to train you how to do this. And you're going to be able to go in and you're going to be able to adjust links. You're going to be able to do some really special things with your beacons. And you're also going to be able to go out and show your clients, hey, I want to show you the notifications that you've received. I want to show you the number of click-throughs that you've received. I want to show you the things that are happening with your beacons. I'm telling you, it's a total, absolute game changer, what you're going to see on Tuesday's training. And we're going to have to spend, and we need people to come to trainings, and you need to invite your people to training, and or you're going to need to send them the links from the YouTube channel for the trainings. And I'm going to break it down also on the trainings, and you're going to start seeing this today, tomorrow, and into Saturday. Individual short clips on an E2 beacon, a C6 beacon, the NFC card, the mobile business card. They'll be like 30 seconds to a minute and a half long. And I will put them in a playlist, and you can send that playlist out to someone. We all know that most people's attention span is about 10 minutes or so. So I'm going to make short videos that explain each part. That way somebody can sit down for 10 minutes and study something and then go back to doing what they're doing and come back and study for another 10 minutes. We're going to break down each individual item in the product category. And then I'm going to break down the Beacon Cloud platform that's going to allow you to track, see all of the statistics from the beacons, see all of your click-through through the beacons, see all of your everything you need to know about the beacons. I mean, it's just when Judy called me like 45 minutes ago, I literally was standing up in my chair because I was so excited. It's amazing. You're right, Judy Crago. It is going to be absolutely awesome. So next Tuesday, make sure all of your affiliates that can be on training next Tuesday are here. We're going to walk through the real estate part, and we're going to walk through the back end of the platform. Matter of fact, Judy Crago, you'll be getting access to your platform here very shortly because we're just programmed your beacons today. And some other people that are getting beacons, and we're going to send out logins, and it's going to be amazing. I'm very, very excited about it, and I know it's going to make a huge difference in your business. So, and just more to come on that on Tuesday. More to come on that on Tuesday. That's your sound bite that's your carrot to come back. Any other questions at all? Anybody? If I can close with anything, I want to close with this. No one wants you to succeed more than we at BeaconPro 360 do. And I truly believe that if you will get up as soon as this training's over, you will go look in the mirror and ask yourself this question: what direction do I want to go with BeaconPro 360? What kind of revenue do I want to create for myself and for those that I love and care about that also want to be a part of this business that I can bring in as affiliates? What direction do I want to go with them? How much do I want to make? What do I want to do? What do I want to achieve? How many businesses do I want to help? And start placing your roadmap on a piece of paper. And go out and get you a calendar and start your consistency chain. And start doing it today. Don't wait till tomorrow. Don't wait till the next day. Go out and get it today and start your chain today. And I will guarantee you, and I don't normally guarantee a lot of things in life because not many things are guaranteed, but I will guarantee you, if you will start this process, come to trainings, share with others, show the product, you will make sales, you will build your affiliate organization, and you will achieve the things that you want to achieve. I guarantee it 100%. The only thing that will stop you from doing it is breaking the chain and not staying the course. With that said, I want to thank everybody for coming out today. God bless you all. Thank you for being here. We will see you on Tuesday when we're so excited about introducing the new platform to you and introducing the new products. Thank you, Ed. Good to see you, buddy. Thank you, Judy. Good to see you. We'll see everybody next Tuesday.